December 3rd, 2024. Today program nongbeee wanted to say something about AI tool notebookLM. 1. notebookLM is a very powerful tool as a lot of people have expressed their opinions for quite some times now. So nongbeee will skip that and mention some problems nongbeee had during the brief time using the service. 2. It does not save chat session like other AI chat services, so nongbeee failed to save them, and the next day when nongbeee tried to go back and look for them, they are all gone shit. 3. It seems to nongbeee that its chat service does not know that it is part of the notebookLM service. It took multiple chats to clarify that point, and nongbeee still does not know if this chat is aware of its role or not. The chat always refers back to user sources. It is not aware of the podcast feature in the notebookLM service. 4. This brings another problem in that when nongbeee wanted to ask chat about what or why the podcast mentioned anything or its reasoning, the chat will say that there's no podcast in the sources. It doesn't know that podcast generation is one of notebookLM services. It's like if chat is the left hand of a person and podcast is the right hand, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand did or doing. So when nongbeee wanted to know the reasons behind podcast comments about the sources, chat is clueless about what nongbeee was talking about. And there's no way for nongbeee to query podcast. It seems like the programmers use separate module for chat and podcast, and each isn't aware of what the other is doing, which isn't the way it's supposed to be. What's the word? Seamless integration, is it? Haha. 5. The AI isn't capable of editing the source to reduce its original size to users' specific requirement. For example, nongbeee original text file is 900 plus lines of Arial font size 14 of 84 columns, and nongbeee wanted the AI to reduce this file to about 600 plus lines. It couldn't do this. It can reduce the content of the file to a very small size like 100 plus lines and no more. nongbeee tried for several times with different prompts, but none worked. First, nongbeee used the word revision and it rewrote with its own style, but still tried to stick to the content subject, in which nongbeee doesn't want. Then when asked it to reduce but not rewrite, it said the word that nongbeee should use in the prompt was edit instead, which nongbeee used, and yet it still couldn't do it to 600 plus lines. This isn't notebookLM fault. nongbeee is just stating its capabilities. In other words, nongbeee assumes that if one, human or AI, can encapsulate what the content is about, that things should be able to revise or edit such content to whichever length they wanted, but nongbeee is mistaken. 6. With the problems above, what to do then? There's only some problem that nongbeee can suggest a way around it. For example, since any AI is incapable of edit or revise long-form content, nongbeee suggests finding breakpoint between content subject and then separate that content down into several pieces or sections and then ask that AI to revise it. After you've got all the edited sections, then you piece all those revisions back into the whole shorter version manually. As for disconnected between chat AI and podcast AI, or notebookLM does not save chat history, nongbeee has no suggestion for those, haha. That's about it, just tidbits of brief experiences nongbeee had with this great new AI tool, notebookLM. nongbeee Game Boy. December 7th, 1858.